Okay, now can you hear me? I think it should be, right? Okay, and then now we have the slides. Yay! Okay, wait, can you hear me now? Yes. Amazing. Thank you, Lord. Thank you, everyone, for being so helpful. Love you guys. Okay, should we start? I think we should start. And then everybody who's gonna come in a little bit later can just rewatch the whole thing. But I always love to pray before I start any master classes. So I'm just gonna do that very quick. Jesus, we welcome you in this live training that we have tonight. I pray for everyone who is watching. I pray that they will learn what they need to learn, what you want them to learn tonight. And I pray that this is going to equip them in their businesses and what you've called them to do. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen. All right. Cool. So let me just see if, how do I use the slide in here? Because I know you can see my first page, but can you see the next? Guys, oh my God, what is happening? I'm just going to show that. I hope that's okay. There we go. So, okay, so who this is for? Who this class is for tonight is if you are the owner, if you've started your business, you're the CEO of what God gave you. So I'm speaking to you. Even if you probably don't call yourself a CEO, but you are the business owner, you're an entrepreneur, and I'm speaking to you because guys, like I have been there. Like I am still like pretty much doing solo in my business with She Strategy Co, with all the digital marketing stuff and all the coaching, all the courses that I sell online, all the media things that I'm doing online. Like I'm pretty much um the main person and then just hire different people. So like I know how it is to do it on your own. It's like you wear different hats every time. And I've been doing this since 2019. By the way, I think if you were not here earlier, I did introduce myself. I'm Jenna. I'm Filipino actually, so I know there's a lot of Filipino in the room right now. And I'm originally from Davao, and then I started my business while I was still living in Sydney because I did Bible college there, Hillsong College, if you're familiar with that. And now I'm back, and I moved to Manila to help plant Hillsong Church Philippines. So I'm one of the leaders there, but I'm not here as a Hillsong representative. Okay, I am here as a She Strategy Co, Kingdom Entrepreneur, and business coach, business slash digital marketing coach. But yeah, okay, I just wanted to share that in there because I want to connect with you guys just as much as like I was asking where are you from, and I hope like you will like throw in a lot of questions, comments, and whatever is not working, like what you've done, and what you've like said so far. I mean, in the comments, I hope you can keep writing in the comments because it makes me feel like I'm not alone here. Okay. All right. So, um, I'm speaking to you because I have been or I am where you are at right now, or I have been where you're at right now. So maybe you are a starter entrepreneur, or maybe you haven't started yet, but you're already trying to just collect every knowledge, every free tool that you have. And the thing, guys, is like I've been there. I've downloaded so many free courses, and YouTube is free, right? So like you just watch on YouTube, and we call it YouTube University here in the Philippines, right? Like so we can just be bombarded with a lot of information. But one thing I wanted to emphasize is hopefully you can relate to this. If you're not just an entrepreneur, but I'm speaking to you that we cannot afford in this day and age where digital marketing is here and AI is here. We as kingdom entrepreneurs, by kingdom I say Christians. Okay, we are Christians. We believe in Jesus. We believe in advancing his kingdom. And we cannot afford to be not skilled, because the Bible says, like in Proverbs 22:29, like, those who, I'm just like rephrasing this, but like we need to be skilled up, because those who are skilled will stand before kings. And like Proverbs is like amazing. Like so many wisdom, strategies, business strategies, all the business strategies you need, it's in there in Proverbs. So what I want you to not um experience in Jesus' name is to be scammed or like to end up working and hiring outsourcing help, right, for your business, investing a lot of money of your time, resources, because but you don't have any idea of what you're outsourcing. I firmly believe that as entrepreneurs, like as the one who was entrusted with the business that we are managing and we are leading, that where we are the CEOs, I firmly believe that we need to know the ins and outs of our business, even though it's some things that you're not skilled at. But at some point, like you need to know the basis, the basics, the foundation of it. And that's why I really made this for you tonight. Like my goal is like not for you to be like the most amazing graphic artist, the most amazing copywriter, though maybe if you're gifted, this will really upskill you towards that. But really the goal is like you would know the basics, and not just the basics but the strategies um behind digital marketing. And I don't want this masterclass to be just any other masterclass out there that is free. I know that you're here tonight because God wanted you to be here, so that you're going to hear really a lot of why behind what we're doing. Okay? So, why do you really want this? Like I mentioned, why, the why behind the what. Because guys, as entrepreneurs, it's hard to live life. It's already hard. I mean, it's already hard to live life. It's hard to afford things. It's hard to live, to be an adult. But it's also like extremely harder to be an entrepreneur. Why? Like to build a business, some businesses don't earn the return of investment in, or they're not, it's either the return of investment or profitable after 1 year, 2 years, 3 years. 1 year is like a miracle. And for me, back in 2019, I thought I was already a failure, because I was like not earning in 3, 4 months. And I was like, Lord, like, I don't know how to feed myself anymore and pay rent and all that stuff. And by the way, at this point, I was still living in Sydney, Australia. And I'm like, Lord, why am I starting a business while I'm in this country that is not my own? Nothing made sense. But the why that God gave me was so strong that I could not do what he called me to do. So my question for you is like, what is your why of why you're even learning digital marketing? I know I mentioned that what I wanted you to learn, that as a business owner, you need to know the ins and outs, etc. You need to be equipped with this, you need to be upskilled. Okay, Jenna, I hear you. But how about you? Like, you need to know your why. Why are you here tonight? Like, why are you wanting to learn digital marketing? It's because it's a business and you want to earn an income. But why? Why do you want to earn extra income, or why do you want to be a business owner? And I hope you will find your answer that it's not just an ambition, a selfish ambition, but you know that this is an assignment that God gave you. Um, and even like maybe you want extra income or really more income because you want to support your family, right? That's a very common reason and purpose here in the Philippines. But not just even that, go deeper, even, so that you can be generous, right? When someone needs help, you can give. When there's like a calamity, you can give. Like, you don't have to like make sacrifices so that you can give. That's amazing. That's an assignment from God. So, like, I want you to really dig deeper and ask those questions. Not right in this moment. You can ask yourself and ask the Lord right in this moment, but that's an assignment for you. Okay. So I wanted to share this beautiful kingdom principle that you can't reap a harvest where you never sowed. That's why digital marketing, learning what you're doing tonight, this is sowing. This is like sowing in the kingdom, that I'm going to invest my time. I'm going to invest my energy. Come on, guys. It's Saturday night. And I know it's a little bit like, it was raining outside earlier where I'm at right now, but wherever you're at right now in the world, I don't know what time it is everywhere, but um you can just be doing something else, but you're here tonight, so I appreciate that and I honor your time. So I just wanted to say you're sowing something here tonight. Okay. um Sorry, I'm just like reading the comments. Okay, I'm gonna keep going. Another is that I really want to make sure, I told you this is not any other digital marketing class you've probably been on, because I want to speak into your mindset and your heart tonight as well. We don't want to build from fear, because nothing that I will teach you or even you will learn on YouTube will stick with you if you're panicking all the time. If now I'm speaking in Tagalog, if like your core is like like your why is like selfish, right? It can work honestly for a time, but at some point, if you're really, really like super selfish in your why, it will not stand for so long. Does that make sense? I've done that in the past, even as I was already a Christian, but then I had selfish ambition. And I thank God that I did not last in the things that I was trying to do and launch back then, because they were not completely assigned to me, aligned to God and what He wanted for me to do in that time. Right. So, like, how about you? Like, what is your why? And can you be honest right now? I'm really known to be actually hitting all these truths all the time. So, I hope you can get used to that, because I will be really so straightforward. But can you be honest with yourself tonight that do I have fears? Like, do I have anxiety? Because I want to encourage you. God did not give us fear, the spirit of fear, but of power, love, and sound mind. And what I want to encourage you is we need to deal with that. We need to deal with that fear of failure, that fear of like, here, I wrote some things down: fear of hiding, and so like fear of charging people who can raise their hands and who can like relate to that. Like, you don't want to charge people by this amount because, like, oh, like, you're too nice, and like, I don't want people to pay this much amount, like, and there's a fear in there, right? So there's tons of fears. You can just choose what it is, but you can allow God to like speak to you, like, oh, what fear do I have? Maybe fear of like not making this work. That's a legit fear. Like, we just need to acknowledge that so we can deal with it, right? And I encourage you that, because it will speak to everything that you will do afterwards. Okay. So you don't earn your seat. It was always yours. I wanted to say, I know there are guys in the room tonight, but thank you for being understanding that a lot of these things I'm saying, like, your daughter, okay, because like she's Strategy Co, which is like my um company, like the page right here, the media page. So like, I primarily teach on like kingdom women entrepreneurs, but everyone's welcome as long as you share the same faith, and if you're not offended by me talking about God, because I want to talk about God. Okay. All right. So I wanted to say, I know there's a lot of fears, a lot of like ambition, a lot of dreams, a lot of all these whys that we have. But at the end of it all, what if tonight, this is the first time you can hear that, hey, this seat is actually always yours. God always intended for you to have it. So what you can do is just receive from Him. And I know, as people who are used to striving, as people who are used to like hustling, we're used to like earning for ourselves so that we can achieve something. This does not make sense to you. Like, how do you not earn anything? Like, I mean, how do I sit here and just receive it? Basically, that's it. We just sit and have that. We change our belief. We change our belief that, hey, God, you're saying that this has always been mine. So I'm gonna take you at your word. So that's just what we're gonna do. We're gonna take God at His word. Okay. Hi, guys, there's so much. So, do you see a woman or a man diligent in her work? This is what I said earlier. I just changed this to woman, but in the Bible, it just says, a person, a man. Do you see a person diligent at their work? Because those are the people who will stand before kings. What am I saying? Like when you are so good and diligent with your what you do, you're so skilled, right? You're so gifted. Your gift will make room for you. Literally, your gift will bring you to rooms where you never even thought you will go, but it requires us to take a step of doing it. So that's why, again, I'm teaching tonight because I want you to upscale and also like start changing your mindset. All right. This is the real problem that we have as entrepreneurs. We don't have a calling problem because, again, it's something that God already called us to do. We have a skill problem. This is where we're lacking. We got the vision, but what is missing is our equipping, and we just can't afford to be lazy anymore, guys, because the global economy is changing all the time. We cannot just always say, God save me. Of course he will save you, of course he will still provide for you, but what are we doing? Like, do we want to still be at the same space that we're in right now? Think about all the struggles that you're struggling in with right now when it comes to business, income, your calling, your purpose, all these things. Do you still want to be where you're at right now, 6 months from now, or even this time next year, like July 4th, 2027? Like, I for sure don't want to be where I'm at right now. I want to grow. I want to level up as well, even if it requires for me to actually take an action. Surprise! Yes, it does require us to take action. So let that be another why for us. Okay. So run your business like the CEO that you're called to be. This is your assignment. I'm speaking to you, whoever's watching right now. I know, like, now I see I have a friend. Hi, friend. Hi, Bella is here. So like run the business, and I want you to start calling yourself an entrepreneur. Okay. Because it changes your mindset that, hey, I'm going to take ownership and responsibility with this business. I'm an entrepreneur and God called me to lead this business. Okay. So, all right. By the way, guys, question. You can answer this in the chat. Would you want to get the slides from this? Because I feel like I'm like rushing. So if you want the slides, let me know in the comments, in the chats, and I can send it because I do have your email when you registered. Also, if you have not registered yet, um, wait a second. I can drop a link later where you can register and just to make sure that I have your email so I can send this to you. So let me know if you want the slides, but then you can also rewatch this link anyway. I won't put this replay down on YouTube. So you can rewatch it again. So, okay, going back to the class. So these are 5 areas that every kingdom, again, the kingdom of God, every kingdom entrepreneur and founder, a startup founder must be equipped at. So what I said about digital marketing, so these are the 5 things that I'm going to talk about tonight, okay? So number 1 is brand and positioning, so branding. We're going to talk about that. We're going to talk about business model and your offer, like really like the setting up your business. And we're going to talk about email marketing. We're talking about content creation, content marketing, and launching and sales. I'm so ambitious because how are we going to talk about this in the next 20 minutes? We will make it in Jesus' name. Okay, so let's start. Number 1, area 1, this is under digital marketing. Okay, so brand and positioning. What is branding? Branding, a lot of people think branding is like the aesthetics. Look, like you've seen the colors that I've used in my slides, right? Pink, orange, like that's the branding of the vault. Like when I'm actually gonna show you later. But that's the branding of the whole campaign I'm running right now. So pinks and orange, etc. So people think that branding is like, oh, do you get your have you gotten your branding down? So like you're thinking colors, aesthetic, right? The fonts, even like photo shoot, like have you done photo shoots, like all your promotional materials. So we only think of that when it comes to branding, but who here knows that it's more than that, right? um okay, people, there are people who said yes about the copy of the slides. Okay, then I will send it to you guys. um I will make the link on Google Drive. Okay. So going back to branding. So, okay, wait. I've like skipped through and did not even use my notes. So I don't want to miss anything. So I'm just going to quickly skim through my notes. Okay. So when it comes to branding and positioning ourselves as the authority in our business, yeah, in the industry that we're a part of, okay, it's not just about the aesthetic. It's that yes, that will catch people's attention, and that will eventually flow in from when you position yourself. Okay, if you're a little bit confused, just listen first and then ask me questions after. Because when it comes to branding, it's not about what we see externally, but the person, the entrepreneur who has the most clarity of what they're doing, and like who has the most authority, and like clarity and authority, that's the person who would win. Because oftentimes our struggle is, this is what I said here, we keep posting, right? Like you're already intimidated by like, oh my gosh, I'm on TikTok, and I believe my audience is on TikTok, but there's like millions and billions of people there, millions of people already in my industry. How can I stand out from the crowd, right? I will get scrolled past. Like I will not be seen at all. But the thing is, when you nail your branding, which is not just external colors, aesthetics, and what people see, when you nail the true branding that lies from within as well, and then external. So internal to external, that's branding. When you nail that, I guarantee you, you will be seen, and you will be seen by the right people. So the pain here, that we experience is like we are scared not to be seen in our industry. We are scared not to be like, not to sell anything. So who, like, is that resonating with you? Is that something that you're fearful right now, that you're not going to sell anything, that people are just like, you're, invisible, and you're just going to be exhausted all the time creating content, right? And then it's actually not reaching anyone. So anyone, like, is that speaking to you? Okay. And then I already explained that the goal. So now you understand that why I said the goal is to actually be understood and to attract the right men or women or whoever your audience is. Okay, let me repeat that. Because we understand that our struggle is like not to be seen. I'm not even talking about personally, okay? Like if that's a struggle that you have, we're talking about our brand, our business. We're scared that our brand is just going to be scrolled past, that it's going to be remain invisible, which equals no sales, no followers, no audience, etc. But the goal, so now the goal that we have and we will make, is to be understood and to attract the right people. And that's through branding. Because with branding, clarity, as I said earlier, clarity, if you're taking notes, clarity and authority. You need to know what your brand is about, what your business is about, who you're serving. Because if you're trying to reach everyone, which is tempting, especially if you're like putting out ads, right? If you're posting, like if I start narrowing down the people, then I'm losing the potential to reach different people, right? Like we always think the more people we reach to, the more possibility of people buying. It's like ratio, Jenna, that's just ratio. Like think about it. Like it kind of makes sense. But then trust me, when it comes to marketing, if this is like a marketing phrase and term, by the way, if you're trying to reach everyone, you're reaching no one. So you're just gonna be a small fish in the big sea. Would you rather be the small fish in the big ocean, or do you want to be the big fish in a small pond? So when you're the small fish, I mean the big fish in the small pond, you'll be seen, right? So that's what we want, clarity, right? And then you can just read this, like consistency across every platform reads as trust. How will you be consistent? When you are clear with who you are and what you do and who you're serving, right? Creativity will just flow. I know we need to just let go of our love for creativity. That will just flow later. We just need to be clear first with the important things, and then later we can deal with the prettiness of everything. Okay? And then I want to quickly do this. I have you heard of like the I help statement? This is my I help statement, or elevator pitch. Have you heard that? Let me know in the chats. I forget that we have chats here. Okay. So if you know that, then you would know and understand what I'm trying to say here. So this I help statement is basically just like a summary of what you do, so that when you go out there, when people ask you what do you do with your business, with your brand, oh, what is it about, then you're able to answer it in one sentence, right? And then you'll be able to connect with whoever it is. Maybe it's potential investors, maybe it's potential clients, or just you gain another friend, or maybe potential friend in the industry, right? So okay, so a mix of people don't know it and know it. So I hope I'm explaining it well. So I'll give you an example. I help blank. So with blank, we would say your who your audience is, who you're thinking, even if you don't know them that much, but you're thinking, I think I'm gonna sell to women. If you're thinking of a clothing brand, then maybe you're like, oh, I think I'm gonna sell to like women. Or maybe if you're thinking of like children's clothing brand, then your clients would be, is it the children? No, it's the parents who have the money. So like the parents, right? So I help whoever you're who, and then do blank. So what is the blank? Whatever the problem you're trying to solve in your business. Okay. So because in every business, we are not just called by God to start a business and earn money. We need to be solving problems. And you just look outside your window, you can already see a lot of problems. The reason why we have a lot of things, right? And like literally things in our house is because we had a gap. We had problems where we needed these things to solve them, right? So for example, um like I need a light, which I'm using right now, so that it's nighttime where I'm at, and I need light to illuminate me as I'm teaching you guys. So like the problem I had is like it's dark. And I have a business that requires me to show up online. So like, does that make sense? So like every business, every product that we will ever give, every service we give, it has a problem. So I help who do blank, like you solve the problem, right? So they can blank. So what is the transformation? What's the outcome? So yeah, so that's the gap. Hopefully that's a very quick way to say it. Okay, so now um actually, if you have a little bit of an I help statement already or elevator pitch, drop them in. If you're feeling a little bit more confident, drop them in the chats, and then maybe I can read them at the end of this training, right? Because like you can ask me questions, by the way, by the end of the training. Okay, so now we've discussed branding. I hope you have more of an idea what branding is. And now I'm going to talk about business model and offer. So a dream, like we can't, guys, I hope it's possible that if we have a business idea, we can just launch it tomorrow, but it's not possible to just do that. There are legalities to things, there are structures, systems that we have to do. I know, like, for the people who are like, this is like, so like, this is cringe. This is like giving me hives. Like, this is like, I'm allergic to these words, but every business owner, every entrepreneur must do this, because a dream isn't a business until it has a structure. Like, you might be able to again sustain your business and, I mean, run it for a couple of weeks and months even, but I'm telling you, it's not going to be sustainable for years or more than a year, or not even going to reach a year if you don't have a structure. We just need systems. So that, for example, the thing that I'm thinking of an example. Back then, I would have to start from scratch, right? Like when I first started, I would start from scratch. I would build my offers, etc. And um where am I going with this? But like, and I would like take like a month to prepare for a launch. But now it took me like a week. And I know it was like it required me to, and I'm also doing other things by the way. But it took me a week, to prepare for all the things that I had to prepare for this launch week. And I'm like, it's a miracle, but it's not just a miracle because I've already laid out systems before. That's why this makes it easier for me. Like I don't have to really start from scratch anymore because I already built structures that I have to basically just fill in the things and then like it's easier for me to do. Does that make sense? Like for example, a simple way to understand this is at home. When you wake up or if you have a family, right? You already have a system, like who are you gonna, like you're gonna, when you wake up in the morning you spend time with Jesus, hopefully you will do that. Or like, you have your quiet moment and then you cook, you cook for your family and then you prepare your children's stuff for school, etc. So like you have a system going. So it's also the same with our businesses. But what we struggle with every day, by the way, tell me if you also have any struggles when it comes to this. I want to hear from you as well, guys. But common struggles is like we have a lot of excuses like, oh, this is not my thing, I'm busy every day, I have to pay for these things. Like if I'm gonna ask you like, oh, can you invest in your business, and you're like, oh, but I have all these like payables and bills and etc. So like we all have excuses every day. And and then we end up just getting stuck, and then we're in the same loop every day. Is that making sense? Like am I making sense to you guys? And then, but we cannot help it, but we do have a goal. Our goal, yes, this is the struggle, but our goal is like, hey, I do want to have a structure. Hey, I don't want to have nothing for my business. I want it to be funded, and I want to have a clear roadmap of where I'm going with this. Okay? So like we have some pains and struggles, but we have some goals that, like, it's like our reality is this, but we do have a goal that we want to reach to. It's not just like, oh, this is completely hopeless. I don't want to make you feel hopeless, guys, but I do want you to see the reality of where you're at so that we can solve that and then we can move forward, right? Reality, and also like where you want to go, right? So like you go from point A to point B. Okay. So the reality is you can't market what you can't map. If you're gonna start selling today, again, you can start selling and then you can probably do it for a couple of weeks and months, but then it will not last long. Because if you want to grow in your business, you need a map, you need like a structure. Okay, is this making sense? Okay. Oh, we do have a question. Could you draw your whole business on one page right now? Type yes or not yet. Like if I'm going to ask you like, okay, if you, for those who already have businesses right now, can you write down, not just write down your business idea, okay? But write down a structure of what you're doing. Like for example, for me, She Strategy Co. It's a media page and an education company. And I have like an upcoming magazine, actually digital magazine, and I have digital products, and I have other services. So like I'm able to structure that. And then like I also have like a podcast, by the way, for those who want to subscribe later to my podcast. But so like I have different things because it's a media and education company. And then like the other things that I'm doing, right? So like that's just like a quick like organizational map to you. You can create something like that if you can, but I need to know, like, can you or not yet? And it's okay if not yet, then that's why you're here, so that you can learn how to. Okay, so we discussed branding, we discussed business founder. what did I say? Business model and offer. And then now let's talk email marketing. Ooh, this is the third one after the five. Are you still with me, guys? Are you still good? Okay. I feel like I'm talking to like, are you still good? Okay. So email marketing. Who here has an email list already? Like, I need to know if you have an email list or you're planning to have one. Say yes, I already have an email list, or no, I don't have yet, or no, what are you talking about, Jenna? It's okay. We're a range of people here tonight, so all good. Um, Oh, I can see a lot of yes. I love it. So, if you already have a list, then you have an idea already of what email marketing is. But I'm just going to quickly discuss it for those who do not know. But email marketing, guys, is so important for us when it comes to digital marketing in our businesses, too. I believe every business should have this, okay? Because social media is important, right, for us when we have a business. Even if you're just a small store down there, it's important that you have social media because people want to see what you're doing. People want to see reviews, or are you even a legit, person behind this, or are you a scammer? Like, we just need proof. But the thing is, and the reality is, social media, Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, and all the other social media, even LinkedIn. We don't own that. It's a rented land for us. We're like the followers we have there, like literally, I think this happened a couple of months ago. Instagram just started cutting down, and removing a lot of our followers. Like, they did remove like bots and all these things, but which is good. But for some, there were actually, I've heard stories. Tell me if you've heard stories of this, like, or maybe this has happened to you, that you just lost a lot of followers in a day. Like, there was a time, I think it was 2 months ago. I also, in my main page, I lost a lot of followers as well, but because they did a cleanup. So, because we don't control it, we don't own it. But email, we own that. The data. That's why people, like, in the States, if you're in the States watching, like, like, you go to court, you go to the Senate, even like hearing and things like this, like, because of data, data privacy, etc. So, like, when people sign up, we own, we don't own them. I'm not saying that, but we will own the information until they unsubscribe, right? So the struggle that we have with social media is that algorithm changes. We have to keeping up with Instagram, keeping up with TikTok, keeping up with all the socials and what's happening. I'm not even talking about the content that we're watching or we're reading on social media, but just like the system. We have to keep up. And I remember a few years ago, I was still doing Instagram like marketing, right? Like, I mean, I'm teaching on that and I was selling courses on Instagram. And I was like, it was so tiring. I'm like, this is so tiring, man. Like, things are changing all the time. And I'm like, like, I have to keep up and learn all these things. And I do still, like, learn things, but I decided I'm not gonna like solely um rely on Instagram. So I leaned into email as well. So you need to as well. Because a lot of the sale, as in like selling, happens, the conversion happens in the email. So the goal is for us not to just rely on the algorithm, but to have an audience of our own, right? If you don't have yet, don't feel pressured, but it's good for you to know, right? So your list is the only audience you own, actually, because everything else is borrowed. Email feels like a friend writing. That's why it converts far better than social. Like, I don't know about you, but like, I check my email often, and whoever your audience is, even if it's shopping, right? I check my emails all the time. Especially, social media can get so noisy. And but when I go to, I know this is weird, but tell me if you feel the same way. But the moment I leave the Instagram app, Facebook, etc., and I go to my emails, even though there's a lot of spam in there, but it's quieter. It's like, oh, the noise is gone. I'm a little bit like sensitive. I'm like really spiritually sensitive, but it's also like true, right? The noise of social media. Okay, I'll be answering questions later. Okay, so in the chat, do you have an email list? Already asked that. And oh, this is a good question. If you have an email list, when did you last email? Okay, that's a good question. So let me know if you want to answer that. Okay, so now we're on the fourth one. Thank you guys. You're doing so well. Content marketing. So who here is so sick of like creating content? You're just like so tired. Like every day I have to create posts. Every day I have to show up. It can get tiring, guys. I have friends in a lot of different industries, and especially those who are in the music industry. I've just heard a lot of like creative friends that I have. They're like, "Oh, now that I'm doing this, I have to create content." And I was like, "Yep, yeah, it's just part of the economy that we're in right now. That's why we have to consistently, again, what did I say earlier in the beginning of this training? We have to consistently upskill. And it's just part of it. We just accept that we're entrepreneurs. We're always like on the go. We're always learning new things. I'm learning a lot of AI right now, which I'm really enjoying. But yeah, and this is one thing we need to be doing content creation. And so, guys, I'm a little bit embarrassed by this because back in 2019, that's like 6 years ago when I first started with my online business, but online entrepreneurship. But it took me like hours to like it's so embarrassing now, but it took me hours to create one post. And then I would obsess on like who's like liking the post, like who can relate to that. Like honestly, there's no shame because I think everybody goes through that, especially when your why your reason of why you're creating content is you're wanting to grow something. You have an intention to it, not like personal, like intention that you just want to be like seen by everybody. But no, you have a business that you want to run, you have a brand that you want to start, you know that God called you to do this and all these things. So there is like a big why, of why you're creating content. But so that's why you care. But really, 3 hours or 2 hours, or even if it's an hour, right? We obsess over these things and then we end up posting nothing. It's a real struggle, my friends. And the goal is still to show up consistently. And the goal is to show up consistently without burning out. I'm gonna be honest. Back in not in 2019, but in 2020, um, because it was the pandemic, right? The beginning of the pandemic, and people were just online and started just interacting with the things that I was posting, and like my business just grew and I got burnt out because I was like my internal structure, Jenna, my internal structure, not me personally, but like when it comes to being an entrepreneur, it was not that solid yet. And I'm just gonna be honest, like it was not the same way that where I am at right now. Like back then it was, and I didn't have a system. So I was just like answering like hundreds of like DMs every day, and like it was, I don't know, I just didn't have a system. It was so tiring, so I got burnt out, guys. It was traumatic. But yeah, so that's why I'm writing this. The goal with content creation is showing up consistently without the burnout, right? Ooh, so many good questions. I'm going to answer them after. Is that okay? Okay, so consistency again is a system. It's not just a personality trait. Ooh, that's good. Because a lot of us is like, this is just not me. Like I'm not the person, I'm not a social media person. But again, if you are wanting to build a business, and in our economy right now it's just so important to be on digital, then we need to be consistent. And there are strategies behind that, right? Ooh, guys, this is a good question. Do this now. Raise a hand emoji if you've ever opened the app to post and then closed it with nothing. Because you're just like, I give up, like maybe tomorrow again. I've done this, guys. Okay. Let me know if you've done that as well. My gosh, I look at my YouTube right now and I'm like, I see the slides on the sides. I'm sorry, I don't know how to, like, it was not working with my thing anyway. Okay, fifth one. Are you ready? Launch and sales. I have to tell you, my friends, I love launching. I enjoy launching. I love sales and like sales is different than marketing, by the way. This is the point where we need to like convert already the ones that the leads, right? The people who you have in your email list, the people who are watching your posts. If you're selling something or when you're launching something, and this is the time that you're gonna convert them, right? I know there are like campaigns like, sales, like Black Friday sales, like the monthly sales, season sales, end of season, start of season, all the sales. That's a campaign as well. So that's a launch also, So like if you enjoy that, then you're gifted with it. But the thing is, the struggle here is a lot of us business owners and entrepreneurs, kingdom founders, have offers that are just sitting in our drafts for a year. Or can I also say ideas, right? We have ideas in our brain for years. Not even years now. But what have we done with it? Nothing. It's just in the drafts. Why? Because selling sales is daunting for you. And I get that. It used to scare me. I remember back in 2019, again, when I started, I devoured like courses and trainings on how do I sell effectively? Like how do I get over the icky factor? How do I do this? I want to get over this, but that's why I told you there are internal fears, there are internal struggles that we have that we need to get over with, that we need to really internal we need to deal with that internal stuff. um and the goal that we have, because okay, reality is I hate selling. It's awkward for me. I don't like to uh I don't like to force people. I don't like to put myself out there. I hear you, I understand that. But the goal, so that's why the goal we have is to launch and to get paid for what we offer, and to do that without the fear. So that is really the goal. Is that making sense? So a launch, so launching, not just selling. I'm talking about launching right now. The campaign, it's a system. There are things that we need to prepare for. Like for example, right now, before this training, I there were so many things that I did so that you guys can be here, right? Which I'm grateful that you're here. But it just doesn't happen overnight. It's just not like that. There's a system. I feel like I'm just like sounding like a broken record, but I'm gonna keep repeating it because we do need a system. Right now, we're standing. We're not like we're gonna make a decision tonight. You're gonna make a decision tonight that I'm not just gonna play games here. I'm not just that. I don't want to just dabble. I think tonight is the night that you will make a decision that I'm not dabbling with entrepreneurship, with just trying this business. I'm gonna make a decision tonight. I am gonna do this. I am gonna put I'm gonna put effort. I'm gonna invest time, resources, and energy in this. I believe that I'm called here. I'm going to receive what God has for me. It starts with that decision, okay? So I can't help it. I preach in my master classes. Okay. So with launches, going back to launching, uh it's a system, it's not just a mood. It's kind of like what I said earlier, that it's not a personality type, okay? So when you launch, it's very important that on your launch day, like today, I'm gonna launch my course, or I mean not a course, my bundle later. I'm gonna show you in like in 2 slides, 2 slides after this. But with me launching these digital products, um, it came with so much planning, praying, positioning myself, building all these things. But today, I still had so much to finish. I'm telling you a story. Okay. Is that okay? Um, but then consistently, I know, constantly, I was asking God, like, oh, I had already 2 cups of coffee, but I'm like, I have so much peace. And I'm like, I need to finish this, but like, I'm rushing, but also like, not. Like, I ate my food, like, really just not even like slowly, but just I had so much fun. And compared to Jenna in 2019, like guys, let me tell you, when I launched in 2019, I had internal panic. Like people will not see me panic. They might think that wow, she got herself together. But internally I was like frantic. I was panicking, I was anxious. It was not good. I was not peaceful and I just didn't want to do it anymore. Okay, but the gap for that is like long. It takes time, but that's my hope for you. I've learned so much so that I can teach you, and it's not just practical stuff, guys. There's internal things that we're gonna do, but you're gonna be surprised that there's a lot of internal work in here as well. But okay, I hope that makes sense for you as well. Okay, guys, I have a question for you, my friends. One word in the chat. What's the offer you've been sitting on? What's this business idea that you have that you've been sitting on? Okay. Do you have them? Put them in the chats. We're really getting honest right now. Okay. So, guys, I have been talking about the 5 areas of digital marketing that I believe we need to be all upskilled with and upskill ourselves as kingdom founders, entrepreneurs, right? I hope you're agreeing with me. I'm glad to know that some of you already have an email list or you started that. And well, I don't really know any other answers that you have because I see a lot of yes and absolutely, and I forgot what and what part that was. But uh all of them are connected to each other because, for example, the last part that I talked about is launching, right? One cannot have a successful, peaceful, spirit filled launch if they don't know their brand from the get go. So, branding is important. So, they're all connected to each other. And, like, if you cannot grow your list, someone asked that question, like, how do you grow your list? You cannot grow your email list if you do not create content as well, right? If you do not have a business system, you cannot do this. So, is it making sense? It's all connected to each other. Okay. So, my point for you tonight is you were not missing your calling. You're not missing your assignment. You're just missing the equipping. Maybe that's not all for everyone, but I believe most of us here tonight, you know your calling, you know your assignment, you know what you want to build, but you just are not equipped to do it. That's why when you saw my ad or when you saw my email or post, digital marketing, sign me up. I need this. And a part of you is like, I don't know, but I just know I need it. So I hope you were able to learn that tonight. So, like, all the things that I've shared tonight, this is where I can help you if you choose to be helped in this way. Because I showed you the what's, what you need and what the 5 areas: branding, business, foundations, email marketing, content creation, and launching and sales, right? All that are what. And in the beginning we talked about the why, right? So you know the why and the what and why they're important. But now this is where I will offer you the how. And this is the vault. The vault is gonna be just available for the next 5 days until July 10 midnight. So what is this? This is a bundle of digital products that are targeting the 5 areas that I shared earlier. And this is actually my dream. Like I've always in the past, guys, I've always just had programs and courses, and I worked one-on-one with clients and they were like high ticket, thousands of dollars, etc. But this year God changed a lot. God shifted me and he was like, I need you to be distributing resources, Jenna. Hence, I've like, oh, really pushed myself, Lord, in creating all these digital mini courses and products, just tools so that it's easier for you to digest them, understand them, and also it's accessible for your pocket. Because I am aware, like the programs I used to have, and I will still have, I don't have a current program right now, but I will have one-on-ones. So if you're interested in one-on-ones, let me know. Email me or message me on Instagram, right? Maybe you can email me. I haven't launched it yet. It's like a hush hush. I don't know when I'm gonna launch that. I need a break after this launch. but but yeah, like I used to have like high tickets because I wanted to work closely with people, but now I'm like, hey, God's agenda is like to just distribute resources because he wants us to be building wealth, to be building businesses, to solve problems. There's so many problems out there and we need solutions. And the solution like God gave you that idea that you've been sitting on, that offer that you've been sitting on, that needs to be out there. And that's why God's like, hey, I'm gonna hand you all these resources that you can easily, like it's like a no-brainer. Hey, I need to be equipped, I need to invest in the business idea. Because if you remember when I said earlier, sowing and reaping, when we sow, we cannot expect to reap where we have not sown. Like so if it's like a basic business idea, right? Like if you do not invest time, if you did not start something, how can you expect to earn if you did not even sell anything, right? I feel like that's just very basic. So I'm gonna tell you the solution I have, the how that I have for the branding is my brand clarity intensive. So in itself, and I'm gonna sell this in itself, like individually after the vault. The vault is just the bundle. Am I making sense? Hopefully this makes sense. So brand clarity intensive, this is where I'm gonna show you and I'm gonna teach you with it's a mini course. And I'm gonna show you how to know your brand. Guys, I'm really gonna like dig deep, and it's gonna be uncomfortable with how deep we're gonna go in this, not just knowing the why. You're after that, it's gonna be a lot of work for you. Not for me. I already done my my job to teach in this mini course. But like this is where you will learn how to show up clear and consistent and everywhere. Like, can you imagine? Like, this is my reality, like the past few weeks that I've been preparing for the vault and even preparing for this. I cannot even believe that. I'm like, wow, it's so easy for me to create something now, like to create an offer now, to create a post now. Why? Because I know my brand. I know why I'm here. It's and I don't hesitate anymore. Can you imagine a day where that can be you? That you're not gonna be confused anymore. You're not gonna hesitate because you're just so confident and you just know and you're just confident with what you offer as well. So that's brand clarity intensive. And then, guys, I'm so excited to share this part with you. The actually, I don't call it kingdom, but business blueprint template. And this is like a whole template. It has 27 tabs. I know it's crazy. It's an Excel sheet because even if you hate Excel sheets, but entrepreneurs as business owners, well, we will need the Excel sheet. And it has everything like from business, how you like the systems that you know that you need to be building, business structures like a checklist, branding questions, audience, creating offers, and all these things until launching. So from the beginning, from scratch, if you only have an idea with you right now, when you receive this template, you're like, after you work on it for weeks, depending on how much capacity and time you have, you're gonna have a a funded launch after, for only for $37. Just crazy. Oh my god, you're so crazy. Okay, and I'm really excited for you to have this in the bundle as well. And then email kit. So this is like, I'm excited. I'm excited with this whole thing, guys. I'm even impressed with myself with how I did this because the email marketing, usually in the past, whenever I would buy courses or resources, right, about email, because that's how I learned too, online. And I used to like how it shows up is like usually PDFs. And I'm like, I don't want like a PDF. Like it seems so like um it seems like a lot of work to like fill out a PDF, whatever, and then I have to do like writing after, right? Is this making sense? I feel like there's just a lot of writing, a lot of unnecessary things in between. So I was like, how can I make this easy? So I put it on Notions. Notions is this organizational app that is also available online, and it's free. So and then you can I wish I can show you. But maybe in one of the posts, like in a video, I'll show you what it looks like. But tonight I'm not showing you. I should have, but anyway, it's fine. Because like if you're familiar with Notions, are you familiar with Notions? You literally would just click a link, and the way I arranged it, it's easy. Whatever you need, like you just need to think, I want to launch something. So like there's like a tab in there, like, oh, if you want to launch something, click this, and then it's gonna give you and lead you to another page where it's kind of like a website, where it's gonna give you the emails and like the different types of emails that you will prepare. So you just have to copy paste and fill it in. So like it's a great tool. I'm proud of myself. And if you're gonna get it, you're gonna be grateful because you're not gonna have a blank email again. But by the way, it's filled with like a template already, right? That will help you just not like, yeah, it's gonna help you not to overthink anymore. That is this gonna attract my audience? No, like it is templated that way that if you just, it's designed to attract your audience. If you get the clarity that you have in the branding, that's why it's very important that you need that. Okay, content creation vault. Basically, it's prompts for how to create content. And I'm very aware that there's AI now. Like I use Claude. I don't really use ChatGPT. Like ChatGPT, I use it like to create images. It's cool. But there's a lot of AI. There's Lovable. There's a lot of AI. And you can combine using this with AI and knowing your branding, etc. Like it has to be you cannot show up on AI and be effective if you don't know what you're talking about, right? So with content creation, like you would need to have prompts, and this is what I'm giving you here. If you're having a hard time, like I don't know what to create content, go to the template. If you're gonna have this, go to the template, look at something there, and then grab one, and then just fill it in with your own branding, with your own thing, and then you have a content. You don't have to close the app anymore because in 5 minutes you have a content. Okay, booked out launch. Again, I'm a launch queen. I love launching. I've I don't know how many clients I've had that I've helped in launching their own offers online, like clients in Australia, in the States, from Europe as well. And yeah, and I've helped them do sales as well, which is cool. And do it in a way that's not icky, not chaotic, but it's a repeatable system. And I put it in individually, it will be sold 47. Now, guys, like I really shoot my feet, my not just foot, my feet with this one. But God, I believe in equipping others. So there we go. So all these things, guys, very quickly, every pain that we talked about, every struggle will be solved if you can relate to any struggle that you had. So if you feel invisible and clear, you don't know what you're talking about with your brand, the brand clarity is for you. If this is your struggle, then this is for you. And then if you don't want to be relying on social media anymore, I'm not saying that you don't use social media, we still use it, but you don't rely on that, then the email starter kit is for you. And then if you have trouble creating content, this is for you. And if you feel like your launches always flop and then you struggle with sales, then this is for you. So tonight together, individually, if you just buy them individually after this week, after next week, it's going to be 155, but together it's $97. And then you save a little bit of money in here that you can just use for other things and other tools, subscriptions, whatever that you need digitally as well. By the way, I don't know, this is just a tip. Use as many free subscriptions as you can, because there's like Notions. I'm still using the free subscription and I created a product with it. So cool, right? There's so many free stuff in there. You gotta be wise in where you invest money. Like I chose to invest money in my mentors, Kingdom Entrepreneur mentors. Like I pay a lot of money to learn, and it has, oh my gosh, thank you, Jesus. I have reaped harvest, with that. We cannot, in the kingdom of God, you cannot expect to harvest any fruit, whatever, earn any income if you do not sow. So investing is very important. It's very important. So I hope that you will choose. If any of this is your problem, I am like confident that I can help you with the vault. So that's it. I'm gonna drop the link. Guys, please be patient. I'm gonna just grab my link right here. But if you're on my what do you call this? If you're on my email list, you're gonna receive an email tonight as well. So wait, I think I'm gonna drop it. Here we go. Okay. So you can check that out in there and you can just grab it tonight if you want, but it's going to be available for the next 5 days. All right. Two quick things. Also, please prepare your questions because I'm going to do a little bit of Q&A at the end of this. Okay. So question about the vault, Jenna. I have a question. Do I have time? So guys, again, my goal was not to drag you out. And then it takes for you like months consuming the content before you actually do the thing. My goal is to, like, literally, if I can push you out there, I'm gonna push you out there. So you're really gonna start that business, right? So you're gonna start creating content and all these things. That's why I made it self-paced and 8 to 15 minute lessons. Not all of them have long lessons. I tried my best, guys. I tried my best in not making it long. So you just get what you need, and then you can really spend more time in creating. That's why I have a lot of like tutorial types inside the course, the mini courses. Okay, so how about, am I too early? By the way, if you have any questions related to this, ask in the chats as well. Question, am I too early? Like, what do you mean by that? Beginner or building a while, both fit. So if you are a starter, like you're about to start a business, you fit in here. If you've been building a while, like for example, there are some of you who already have an email list, so I think you have been here for a bit of time at least, then I can help you. So these things can help you as well. Okay. So again, the link is there. It's going to be on your emails as well. It's going to drop soon. It's going to be on our socials as well. Ask me any questions you have. The bundle is only available for $97 until Friday, July 12 midnight. So think about Thursday night. By Thursday night, you need to have made a decision if you want to grab it or not. Or if you just want one, then you can just grab one after. It's not like the vault is the only thing available in the next 5 days. All right, guys, that's it. Okay, how do I stop? Wait, minimize. I am just gonna. Can you? There we go. Ask me any questions. Any questions you have? By the way, thank you for sticking it through. I'm so proud of you for sticking it through. Okay, I'm gonna go through the questions earlier. Okay, yes, in the slides. Sorry, guys, I'm just scrolling through. How do you build an email list? Well, I'm going to teach that, the exact how, on the Kingdom email kit. But for to answer something for you, you start with, so like, there's a lot, but lead generation, it's like you create like a freebie. That's the main thing. Free, like you create a freebie, you create something, like create a content of some sort that will ask people for their emails in exchange for that. So also, like for example, if you have a YouTube account, right? And if you put out like videos, it's going to be on your description. If you have on Instagram, in every post that you post, then you send them to your link in the bio, and whatever you offer there, there's some offer that you give. And then that's how you build an email list. But the faster way to build an email list is to have campaigns. If you have launch campaigns, like for example, this, like, guys, like, I also was blown away that there were almost 400 sign ups with this class. So I'm like, I that's how much, how many email, like, I built my email list that much today. I mean, this past 3 days, it's honestly, it's the increase of the Lord, but also like, whoa, it's working. All these things that I'm teaching, it actually works. So cool. Hope that answers a little bit of your question, but I go into detail with the email kit list. And you have another question? What do you think? Guys, please ask questions. Don't be shy before we end tonight's class. What do you think of marketing via the apps like Viber or Messenger? Depends on like your audience. It depends on what you do, what your business is. I don't think there's anything wrong with it. I think it, it just becomes sus what your spirit is, what your why is behind that. If you have any bad intentions, right? If you missed out on like business is about serving. And if you are just out there, if our motivation becomes about like, I just want to make money from you, that helping others and loving on others is lost, then I don't, then that's when I think it's not good. But marketing it, like any other thing, is a tool. It's a tool to reach out and to offer what you need to offer. So again, it's reframing your mindset, right? I used to think marketing was icky, that sales, doing sales was icky. But when I changed my mindset about it, when I focus on loving people and serving people, I was like, "Oh, this is actually cool." Um, yeah. All right. I'm not receiving any more questions. I hope to have received more. I'm gonna wait one more minute before we end. But I hope tonight has been helpful for you guys. That is not just like, honestly, my biggest pet peeve in doing and teaching for the last 6 years. What is like 2019 till now? 6 years. You're welcome, Annabelle. Hopefully, if this is something you need, go grab the vault. But be in touch in whatever you need if you have any questions. But yeah, as I was saying, one of my biggest pet peeve is when we just consistently, okay, if you're gonna be hit by this, then let it hit you. Because consistently just consuming free content but not doing anything at the end. There's nothing with wrong with free content. I give out a lot of free content. I've consumed free content, but if we don't do anything after, then that's where we're like, that's my biggest pet peeve, because like we need to take actions. We need to take action. So I hope that tonight is not just going to be a free thing for you, but take some action, whatever action it might be, whether it's to get my products or just to create your own website or start an Instagram or just sit down and watch this again and, you know, answer some questions that I challenged you with tonight. So that's it. Thank you so much, guys. Please follow me on my Instagram at She Strategy Co. And also take photos, tag me, tag at She Strategy Co. So I get to meet you out there as well. So I will be in touch in your emails. Trust me. Please, if you have not received any of our emails, please make sure that She Strategy, hello at shestrategyco.com is on your email list. But thank you. Thank you, Jennifer. Thanks for being here. God bless you as well. And Annabelle and everyone who's been here. I love you guys. And this is just the beginning for us. If you're new to our channel, if you're new to us, then I hope you stick it with us. That's it. I'll see you. I'll see you on the inside once you join the vault. Bye.